Hello, all my fellow gardening gals and guys. Welcome back to my channel, Serenity Now Garden. My name's Jeannie and I garden in a zone 4B. So excited today because we're going to be planting up all of these foxglove. Foxgloves are one of my favorite plants. Probably a close second to Millennium alliums. Those are probably my favorite, but I don't have any foxglove in my garden yet. My garden's relatively new. It's just 4 years old and I need to plant some of these up. So I'm just gonna go through what the plants are, what their requirements are, and I'm gonna take you out to our front garden bed and I'm gonna plant these up. So this one is the only one that's starting to bud here. The stems will get, well, this variety is Camelot. I have rose color, lavender, and white. I'll put a picture of these plant tags up on the screen for you here. So as you can see, they're zone 4 to 8. These get 36 to 48 inches tall. The spacing they need is about 24 to 30 inches. They like to be well watered. They need about 6+ hours of sun, but they'll do okay in some shade. Foxglove are deer and rabbit resistant because they're actually poisonous to animals, so the animals will stay away. But it should be said that if you have small children or if you have dogs or cats that will be around these plants, you're going to want to plant them in a different area, so because they can be toxic. So anyways, foxglove, this variety in particular, they're biennials. So what biennial means is that this year they'll go to flower because when you buy them at a greenhouse, typically they always flower the first year. They will set their seed in the fall when they dry out. You just let the seeds fall and more plants will grow the next year. So next year, they won't flower the first year, but they'll flower the second year. And then they'll just repeat that cycle. So what I plan on doing, and I hope this works, is that we're gonna plant these 7 plants here. And then next year, I'm gonna plant 7 more that are ready to flower. So each year, I'll have some flowering. As long as they seed themselves okay in the fall, that should work out. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so come with me out to the front garden bed and we'll get these planted up. Thanks. Okay, you guys, I just want to give you kind of a good idea of where I'm planting here. So this is my front garden bed up by the road. I'm standing on my driveway. This area gets full sun, but just behind it where I'll be planting is an area that we just had buckthorn removed from, and it's shady, but it does get some afternoon sun. So this area will get 6+ hours of sun. In between this tree here on the left, just behind this creeping jenny, this yellow creeping jenny, just behind that, I'm going to plant a drift of foxglove there. And in between, like that tree right there. So what I'm going for here is kind of like when you're walking down the driveway, you'll see this. Here's a picture of a foxglove here, or some foxglove right there as well, if you don't know what it looks like. But if you're walking or driving down the driveway, I just want to kind of see through this drift of foxglove. They'll get about 48 inches high there, so I just think that's going to be gorgeous. Like I said, I love foxgloves, so just gonna place them here. One side is a bit deeper than the other, so we'll kind of go staggered. Like I mentioned in my intro, what I'm going for is I'm gonna plant 7 this year that will flower. Next year, I'm gonna plant 7 or 8 more. We'll see. But like I said, I'm gonna stagger them here. The retaining wall that you see in back and the house that you see in back of me is actually my neighbor's house. So eventually we're going to plant this whole area with shade-loving plants and then also maybe some like pagoda dogwood and some other understory trees. So this is going to be kind of like what you see around the perimeter. I'm slowly just planting this area up in chunks so I don't get overwhelmed. Can't just do like the whole thing at once. Also because of the budget, I like to just kind of spread it out a bit here. So once you kind of get those laid out where you want them if you're planting as well. I always back up and look at it from afar just to make sure it looks okay. So I'll take you through how I'm going to plant this one because I have very sandy soil. So in that bucket, I have 2 parts black dirt, 1 part compost. I will also dig up the native soil and add the native soil to it and mix it up. Now, what I'm doing is just kind of getting out any leftover buckthorn that I might see there or any weeds that are popping up. I also add this fertilizer. This one's called chicken poo. So what it is, it says mostly nitrogen, but it's really like a slow release 4-4-4 mixture. It won't burn the plant. I use this on almost all my plants, except like maybe like sedum or succulents, that don't like fertile soil. And I'll just kind of mix it in. So once I get the native soil in there, what I'm doing is just taking out any roots. You don't want to keep those in there because they could be buckthorn. I'm just looking. I thought that was a grub, but it was just an earthworm. If I see any grubs or something like that, I might just throw those out. So we'll get this at the proper height here. I'm going to throw a little in the bottom of the hole as well. Now, you guys, I had these Foxglove. I bought them a little early. They're only $5 each. I got them at Fleet Farm, if you're in the Minnesota area. These were like root bound to the container. As you can see, it's kind of hard to get them out because I had them. It was cold at night, so I was putting them in my garage. And yep, it's pretty dense there, so I'm just kind of ripping the roots apart. They'll be fine. I'll just add a little more soil to the bottom just to kind of make it higher there, make it at the right height. But I always rip the roots like that if it's really root bound, just so it could kind of start to grow out. The roots will grow out, and it also could be really dry inside there. So just taking my mixture and I'm just placing it all around the plant and just making sure it's nicely tucked in there. I will be giving this a really good drink of water just to make sure there's no air pockets. So you guys, this is the finished product of the 7. Just kind of going deeper on one side and kind of just like following that creeping Jenny. Creeping Jenny really pops next to that too. It's going to be nice. It can be aggressive, but it is really easy to pull, so not concerned about the creeping Jenny. Let me back up a little too. This one's definitely going to flower first. I think that's a pink one there. So excited. All right, let's back up here so you can see the final product. I cannot wait for this all to grow in. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give me a like and subscribe so I could build my community. It would be much appreciated. And this is one last look. My spring garden. I can't wait to do a garden tour. That'll be coming soon. So as soon as a few more things start to bloom. Happy gardening!